went to school at UCLA and graduated with an undergrad in dance. I think I wanted to start dancing when I was really little, so I've danced my whole life. I studied Horton and Graham, and right after I left UCLA, I started my company. Well, I started the company 25 years ago, which is a long time, but I did take a hiatus, so this is kind of like the first reforming of it and the first new group again of people. I reformed it again in 2005, so this is like my first full group of people. I'm trying to do something that says, I want to do work that says something. I don't want to do work that's just all about my own personal stuff, which is what a lot of people do, especially in modern and contemporary dance. It's very self-involved, and I'm trying to be less self-involved. I always thought that choreography was more what I was better suited towards. I mean, I've never been a bad dancer, I've always been a good performer, but it wasn't, I think that I'm too much of a control freak, actually, and I like to be in charge, and I think it's better suited for me, and I like the creative to create something that way rather than take somebody else's material and make it my own. I want my material I want to sculpt the people and have them express what I'm trying to say more. I don't work collaboratively with my dancers at all. It's all the movement comes 100% from me. It's not a democracy at all. One of the pieces in particular is extremely technically difficult and requires a very specific skill set that I had difficulty casting people that could do the movement at all. So that was a big part of it. I think that's the major thing. They're also really nice to work with. I didn't want young dancers because they're not emotionally mature enough to do a lot of my work too. So those were the main things I was looking for. I did an audition. I looked for people I knew and talked to people I already knew. And they kind of connected me with other people, and it kind of happened that way. I don't think they're exposed enough. I don't think they know enough. I think there are a lot of very old ideas about what dance are that are wrong. That modern dance is be a tree and that ballet is all about tutus, and it's not. Neither one of them is that at all. It's about expression and bringing something, a feeling, an idea to the audience, expressing something you may not have seen or that the artist, the choreographer, wants to bring to your life, wants to expose you to. There's bad dance in Los Angeles because people don't know how to direct. And there is an idea that anyone that can dance can choreograph, and that's not true. And the idea, and I think it's perpetuated by some of the great choreographers today that come out, that start as dancers. They start as dancers, you know, a lot of ballet choreographers, for example, start as dancers and then they end up choreographing. It doesn't mean they're a good choreographer because they're a good dancer. They don't know how to direct. Just because you've worked with someone great doesn't mean you have an idea. A lot of small modern dance companies in Los Angeles are not as good as they could be because they don't know how to, the choreographers don't know how to direct. They just don't. They don't know how to get what they want out of their dancers, and it takes a lot of work. And it's not just putting steps together. It's not just having the dancers improv. It takes more than that to draw out what the dancers have inside them, to bring them along, to coddle them when they need to be coddled, to push them when they need to be pushed, to bring out who they are and have them bring what they can to dance. And in a small community where you don't have 50,000 world-class dancers, you have to work harder to bring more out of the dancers. And it's a skill, and not everyone has that. I have 3 different ideas in this concert that I'm projecting. One of them, I wanted to do something more socially relevant, and that piece is called "This Facility is Being Monitored for Your Security and Protection," and it's about how we're constantly being watched. Now, with the way technology is today, you can't hardly go anywhere without having a camera on you wherever you go, at the bank, everywhere. And I don't know if you know, but in London, there is a video camera for every 8 people. And I didn't want to make a political statement, didn't want to make a statement about whether that's bad or good, but I think it's something to be aware of and something to look at. So that's what one section of the concert is about. The two other pieces, one of them is very specific movement material that I talked about before. And the idea has grown from the movement. So it's come in a more organic way. So one is more, that first piece is more intellectual. This is more organic about how the movement comes, has really informed the whole idea. They're informing each other. The third really piece in the concert is a triptych of solos. And they're about death and illness, which is all something I think, can relate to. So it's not about my personal experience. It's the idea of touching the audience. So that's really the main thing I'm trying to do, is to get people to feel something, which is what I think what art is supposed to do. Whether it's good or bad, it makes you angry, makes you sad, makes you happy. It's supposed to touch you and do something. And that's what I really want to do. That's the main thing I'm trying to do.